This is an original series brought to you by Mickey Made It, the art of storytelling.
This is about to go down.
Episode 23. Not Guilty. Once upon a time, in the gang-banging streets of Long Beach, there lived a young rapper named Snoop Dogg. His real name was Calvin Broadus Jr., but the world knew him as Snoop Doggy Dogg. Snoop had grown up surrounded by violence and crime, and he had seen things that no one else has ever witnessed. But despite his troubled past, he had a talent for music and a dream of escaping the harsh realities of his neighborhood. One eerie night, as the moon hung low in the sky, and the sounds of sirens echoed in the distance, tragedy struck. Snoop found himself caught up in a web of violence and murder. The police arrived at the scene of the crime, and there lay a lifeless body, the victim of a ruthless shooting. Snoop Dogg was the one standing nearby, his hands stained with blood. The evidence was stacked against him. Witnesses claimed that they saw him fleeing the scene, and the other murder weapon was found in his possession. Snoop was arrested and charged with the murder. The case seemed closed, and the world turned against the young rapper, believing him to be a cold-blooded killer. But behind the public's judgment, Snoop knew that things weren't as they seemed. He maintained his innocence, insisting that he had been framed. He enlisted the help of a skilled defense attorney, determined to prove his innocence and fight for justice. As the trial began, the courtroom became a battleground. The prosecution painted a grim picture of Snoop, a ruthless gangster who had taken a life without remorse. They presented their evidence and witness testified against him, but Snoop's defense attorney wasn't about to let the prosecution's narrative go unchallenged. As they examined the evidence, dissecting each piece and casting doubt on the prosecution's case, they presented witnesses who testified to Snoop's character, portraying him as a talented artist with a troubled past but a heart full of dreams. As the trial progressed, the truth began to unravel. Hidden motives and conflicting testimonies emerged, pointing to a conspiracy aimed at bringing down Snoop Dogg. It became clear that someone had orchestrated the murder and framed him for the crime. Finally, after weeks of intense courtroom battles, the truth came to light. A key witness came forward, revealing the identity of the real killer and their connection to the victim. The prosecution's case fell apart, and Snoop Dogg's innocence was proven beyond a reasonable doubt. The courtroom erupted in applause as Snoop Dogg was acquitted of all charges. The rapper walked out of the courthouse a free man, vindicated and determined to make the most of his second chance at life. He used his platform to raise awareness about the injustices faced by others, shining a light on the flaws in the legal system and working towards positive change. And so, the rapper Snoop Dogg's murder case became a symbol of resilience, an example of how one man fought against a system that seemed stacked against him. It was a story of redemption, reminding the world that appearances can be deceiving and that justice in the end will prevail. Until next time, Mickey Made It.
I'm gonna take some questions from the people.